Hey, so this came on my heart to speak about. I want to talk about limerence. And I know this goes on a lot in the church, in the Christian church, probably other churches as well, but I know in the Christian churches this goes on a lot. And I believe the reason why it goes on is because we are taught that we are to seek God for our husband and he will bring us our spouse. So, the definition of limerence is a state of being infatuated or obsessed with another person, typically characterized by a strong desire for a reciprocation of one's feelings, but not primarily for a sexual relationship. So, I'm making this video because I want you to see and understand limerence in real time. Not see, but hear a story and be able to make the connection and see what limerence looks like in real time based on this story. And sidebar, if you see a man in your church and you've seen him a couple of times, or even just you work with him or whatever, don't be afraid to strike up a conversation so that you can remove the limerence from your mind and remove this person as a potential suitor or a potential future spouse. The trick of the enemy is that he will allow you to continue to think things over and over in your mind, ruminate, have these things ruminate in your mind, and you're rehearsing them, or you are creating these delusional, imaginary situations, and it's not real. So, in order to dispel that, you would need to cast those thoughts down. That would be my first suggestion before you just go and approach a man, because we're also taught in the church that, it's proper for men to approach women. But whenever you have these thoughts ruminating in your mind and they're playing over and over again in your mind, you have to rebuke that and cast those thoughts down. Cast down those imaginations. And you may even have to tell yourself, like, if it's God's will, then it'll happen. But you have to rebuke that thought and don't allow it to linger. So here's a story time of what happened to me. So back in the day, when my son was in daycare, he was probably about 4, and the daycare provider, she had a brother that entered her life, and he was like a long lost brother. Not really long lost, but she didn't grow up with him, and she really didn't know his characteristics. He actually was raised in Jamaica, and she was raised in the U.S. She was one of her mom's older kids, older son. So she was just kind of getting to know him too. So he expressed to her